Hello and welcome to another Minecraft video. Today I just want to talk to you about how you'd go about using the new comparator blocks which have been added in the latest snapshot, how you would use them for addition. Because currently the way they are used is, the way they function is with subtraction, but of course you would also want to have addition. Now, the way that you do addition, if you can only subtract, is, let's take this example. So, what you first have to set is a number which isn't going to change. This is just going to be like your base. Now, as we can only go up to 15 in terms of signal strength, that's the base I'm going to use. So, my base is going to be 15. Then what you want to do is you want to minus your two numbers that you're trying to add together. So if I was to add 2 to 3, what you'd do is you'd minus 2 from 15, so you get 13. Then you minus 3 from 13, so you get 10, right? Then what you would do is you'd go back to your original number, which was your original base, which was 15. So you've got 15, and then we'd minus that new number that we just got, 10. And that would allow us to equal 5, which is 2 plus 3. That's very simple maths, and that's just all using just the minus to allow you to add together two numbers. Notice we didn't use adding at any stage of that process. So to put this into the redstone form, all I've got here is just 3 comparators for the 3 minusing. So you minus once, minus twice, then you minus 3 times. So this is your input 1 and your input 2, or A and B, and this is your output Q, or output, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just using these redstone blocks. All these do is supply a power of 15 into the front of these comparators. So if we were going to do 2 plus 3, I set this up so this should be 1, and that's 2, and so this is 3. So what we're doing is we're doing 15, then we're minusing the 2. So this value here should be 13, and then we're minusing the 3, and then we're taking this value and doing 15 minus this value, so we get 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how you use the comparators for addition. Now I am working on doing dividing. That's that thing over there. I do hope to show you that soon. I mean, the basic principle I'm using for dividing is if you minus one time, then you can minus another time. If the answer is still above 0, then you can minus another time, and so on. And then see how many times you can minus by that number. And then you can also say then, well, I can't minus again. What's the remainder? That's the basic idea for dividing. Multiplication is actually a harder to do with custom numbers. I could set up a circuit to multiply any number by 3, for example. That wouldn't be too hard. But it's to be able to put in 2 of your own numbers, because if I was to multiply a number by 3, I would just add it to itself 3 times. So I just do this circuit, so like you'd have your number and you'd go into both of them and I'd just have 3 of those, and that would then give us my output, like 3 of this addition thing, and that would give us my output. as the multiple. But if I want it to be any number that I can times any number by, does that make sense? So it's x times y instead of x times 3 or x times 4. Um, then your circuit has to be a lot more complicated to allow the user to input that functionality. Another thing I'm trying to work on is how then in the multiplication I'm going to handle numbers that are bigger than 15, because 15 is relatively small number compared to, say, if you just did 5 times 5, you get 25, and that's not even halfway through 15. Like, the power of multiplication goes way beyond 15, and so that can be very restricting. So what I'm trying to figure out is like using almost sort of a binary system, like on and offs, but in a way that say for example, I think the thing I'm going to do, sorry if this starts to confuse people, but you'd have, for 0 it'd be 0, right? That'd be off. And then for 1 you'd have your signal strength, so call that SS of 1, but you'd also have then a another set of like lamps or torches or something, so let's call these torches, and these would give a signal strength of, these would give 0. So this is for 1, but say if I wanted to do 16, what I'd do is I'd have 16, a signal strength of 1, but then I would have also 1 torch lit up, so that would be like 1, so that'd be 15 plus 1, and so that's the way I think I'm going to display it. But the problem I'm currently having is you can't at any point have a number greater than 15 and work with it. You always have to work in numbers less than 15. So it's going to require logic which changes the inputs and figures out how much they change by to then see whether 15 can be taken away in the first place. And then 15 can be taken away in the first place, then you can add 1 to the torches. Yes, that's why I haven't quite made it yet. Yes, the other things I want to be able to do in the long run is set up a good way to display digits from this analog system, because analog will give us, it requires a lot of room to be able to do the input. Like if I come over here, I've got this whole line just to be able to input 2 numbers, which seems very ineffective, and I'm sure there must be a better way of doing it, but at the moment it eludes me. But there also needs to be a better way of displaying it, because to display that number there, I'm just having to do a line. I mean, I could attach torches and or redstone lamps and stuff to it, but it still require the entire line to display all those numbers. So yeah, that's what I want to figure out next. And if you have any ideas, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll definitely take them on board. Maybe we can discuss them, and we can see what we can come up with. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye.